Welcome to Some Guy's Garage, except we're not in the garage again. We're down in the basement in the new workshop with a bit of an update. So you'll see here I have a new desk and a new workbench. These have been getting built for the last few months. It's taken a little while for me to get around to finishing them all. But this is to complete kind of the workspace setup for in the new shop. And if you had seen my previous video, I got these Rousseau cabinets earlier this year, or I guess later last year, for my main tool storage. So I have a large 60-inch cabinet here, the taller 36-inch cabinet here with some uppers there, and also a cabinet that kind of seemed out of place in the other video, but now makes a lot of sense because it was designed to fit underneath the desk. So if you haven't seen the video on the Rousseau cabinets, definitely check them out. These things have been amazing. I've been using them for a little while, pretty well set up with them. There's still some more storage to fill in, but a lot of the tools are in the bottom chest here, and it has been awesome to use. Just great storage, super sturdy, but make sure you check out that video. But the focus of this video is the new desk and the new workbench. So you'll see I've got a taller upper workbench here for actually standing at, but then the lower desk height here so I can sit with my chair, and my editing computer and all of that sort of stuff will end up on this desk in the very near future. The desk itself is 99 inches wide, so I did custom make this. So it's 99 wide, 34 deep. Typical desks are usually about 30 deep, so I actually went a little bit deeper to give me more workspace. And it's around just under 30 inches tall, specifically tall enough to fit the chair underneath and the Rousseau cabinet, but be as low as possible. I like to sit lower to the ground. It's more comfortable, more ergonomic, so that's why the lowest possible desk height, just to make that as comfy as possible. And then the workbench itself is 76.5 wide, and you'll see I've made it so it would just fit right next to the Rousseau cabinets. So it's exactly the width from the wall to there, specifically for this spot. And then it's also 30 inches deep to kind of match the depth of the Rousseau cabinet top. You'll see the Rousseau cabinets kind of come back to that same edge back here, and they're flush at the front, so trying to match that depth, and as well as the height, to keep the height together so I can use this as one big continuous workspace. So like I said, 30 deep, 76.5 wide, and then this is about 38 inches tall, give or take, which is a great workbench height for somebody my height, and pretty similar to what I have. You'll see my normal workbench, the one in the garage, is about the same height as this. So 38, 37, 38, 39, depending on how tall you are, will drive just how high the workbench makes sense. But for me, 38 inches seems to make a perfect work height, and that's also why when I had the Rousseau cabinets ordered, I designed them so that with the kick, the drawer section, and the top, they ended up being about that height as well, while still maximizing storage space. So as for the construction, I did build these myself. They are a steel frame, so this is 1.5 inch square steel tubing that I welded into the shape of a desk and a workbench, as you can see. And as for the tops, I had a local mill shop put these together for me. They did a glue lam, and this is red oak, and it's 1.5 inches thick for both of these. But nice big solid slabs of wood. I swear this one, the big one here on the desk, must be the better part of at least 150 pounds. And I wanted to do something a little nicer down here, given it's more of a clean workspace. I have plywood up in the garage, and it's great, but it doesn't look quite as nice as this. So this was more to towards furniture and that side of things, rather than just plywood or any sort of metal sort of tops, where it wouldn't quite fit the aesthetic of an inside clean sort of workspace or office even. And as for finish on these, this is a varathane gray stain. There's actually a few layers. So I did a brown, I think it's called sandstone, and then 2 coats of gray willow stain. This is the same stain I used on the stairs to the basement. If you watch my basement finishing videos, you'll have seen that I used red oak on the stairs there as well. So I matched that. It was the same mill shop that made the stair treads that made these slabs. And I used the same stain colors here as well to match that. For the stairs down to the basement, but then in obviously a much larger size. And the tops of these after staining are coated with, I kind of lost count of how many coats, but of a polyurethane, a water-based polyurethane from Varathane as well. I did a whole bunch of coats. I think it's like 6, 8, 10 of them on the tops of these and on the bottom. So the bottoms are stained as well. You can probably see that here. Maybe a little bit dark, but the bottoms are stained and got polyurethane as well. But a nice hard, what's technically a floor coating on the top of these, so they should hold up pretty well. And you'll see with this one, I did a backsplash just so nothing rolls in behind, whereas this one I left open. Being a desk, I want to be able to drop cables behind and things like that. But you don't want tools or parts that you're working on rolling off the back of this one. So this one has a backsplash, but this one does not. And then just on the workbench side, there is a shelf here. So this is just plywood. It's the Baltic birch that I used in the closets here. Again, watch the basement finishing series if you want to see that. But painted Baltic birch just to give me a little bit extra storage space here, and space even below this that I can roll some audio equipment or whatever else underneath and it'll fit down in there. But just a little bit more storage space, and didn't really need the fancy tops just because it's tucked in here. Plywood was good enough. But as for construction, I did take video of that, so I'm going to jump to that now. I'll kind of talk you through just how I welded, built, and did the legs and all of that for the frames, just if you wanted to see how you could potentially construct these yourself. It's really simple. It's just welded square tube at the end of the day. So let's cut to that now. So here's the build. After getting measurements all figured out, the first thing to do is get all the tube cut up. Using a DeWalt dry cut saw, it goes pretty quick, especially since it leaves a pretty clean cut. After that, it's a matter of drilling all the necessary holes. This is mostly for the attachment points for the tops to be able to screw up from underneath. Not screw up, but screw the tops in from underneath. Once drilled, all the ends are cleaned up with a grinder to prep for welding. And then of course it's just a bunch of welding of the various pieces, with some grinding of the welds to get everything smooth. And repeat, weld, grind, weld, grind, weld, grind. And as it gets bigger, I use the cable hoist to help handle the pieces. Once it's all welded together, it gets cleaned up with acetone, and then I give it a few coats of paint, usually starting with a self-etching primer and then following it up with a few coats of Tremclad flat black. After the frames were built, they also served as work surfaces for staining and then polyurethane on the wood tops. The finishing process with wood always takes a long time for me. Trying to get a consistent and even coverage without blemishes, defects, bubbles, all of that sort of stuff takes me forever. But luckily, the end results are quite nice. Alright, so that was building the desk and workbench. As you can see, pretty straightforward process. It's just a bunch of cutting tube, welding, drilling to fit all the holes, some tapping, things like that, and then painted with, surprisingly, just black Tremclad. So really simple assembly. And in this case, I bought the legs, which made that part a lot easier. I've made those in the past in the garage, but I wanted something a little more finished down here, and with rubber padding on the bottom to protect the floor. So that's what I ended up with here. But overall, quite simple to build. And as you can see, the shop is slowly coming together finally. But the Rousseau cabinets, make sure you go check out that video if you want to know more about them. But they were kind of step one so that I could build the workbench and the desk to match those cabinets. So got the cabinets, knew the dimensions, knew where they were going to stay in the room, and then I could design the bench and the desk to match like height and spacing that I had available. So it's all coming together. Next thing that's going to happen is I'm going to bring the editing computer down, so I'll have some monitors on the desk, get the computer down here, and probably also a TV on the wall. I had prepared for that, so I can have that all set up, get a sound system set up, and I guess the other thing is fill up the cabinets. I have a bunch of the equipment upstairs for video, for audio stuff, etc., along with tools and electronics and lab equipment. So all of that, now that I have the desk and bench in here, can get moved in and set up, so I'll have a full lab setup. And I'll do a walkthrough of what's in all of the cabinets, a little bit of a sneak peek here. You can see I've started to get tools in these. But yeah, if you want to see that, make sure you subscribe. That'll be coming in the next few months here as I get all of this set up and things where they belong and get settled into the shop. If you have any questions about the desk and the workbench or any of the other things you've seen here today, let me know in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed, like I said, please consider it. And as always, thanks for watching.